So, I am often asked, what is the secret behind my fashion photography? To be honest, I don't know if that's a valid question because that's not a straightforward answer. Because when it comes to any type of creative field, uh, I feel like the answer is always subjective. Now, there is an acronym I learned all the way back in middle school that once I actually implemented it to my photography really helped me be consistent with my imagery. That acronym is KISS, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Sounds cheesy and cliche, but it wasn't until about 5 years into my career that I started to really think about it and put it into action. How do I keep it simple? I do this by using a less is more approach in three main categories. These three categories are number one, equipment, number two, styling and wardrobe, and number three, editing or post processing. If you get more familiar with my channel, you're gonna notice that I am not a super technical photographer, but that wasn't always the case. It wasn't until I started to approach my work with a filter of simplicity that changed. In the past, I wanted to use all of my gear at every single shoot. And that meant if I had 5 different lights, I wanted to find ways to utilize these 5 lights every single time because I thought that would create a better image. I realized that if I kept it simple and brought it down to just one light and mastered every single look that I can create with this one light, that I will become a better photographer and my work will become a lot more consistent and my style will be more recognizable. I wish I would have done it sooner. To my second point, styling. In this category, I include 3 things: hair, makeup, and wardrobe. And I keep it simple by following this specific statement. Only one of you gets to be the start of the show. And oftentimes that happens to be the close, since it is all about fashion photography, at least the part where I focus the most. But every now and then, I do beauty campaigns that are more heavily focused on makeup. But I would suggest implementing this into your fashion photography as it can really help polish your work, make it look cleaner. Having only one focus makes it so much easier to communicate to the team what is our intended goal, especially when you have many creatives in one room. I'll be honest, we all want to shine. We all want to put in our part. We all want to make it stamp in the look. But if we come in and say, hey, the primary focus is going to be the outfit, then I can ask my hairstylist, how do we complement it? How do we keep it simple, but make sure the hair is going to complement this outfit so that it stands out? This makeup, on the other hand, the same thing applies. When I'm talking to the wardrobe stylist, I'm saying, hey, we're gonna have a very bold red lip and I want that to stand out. What are some things we can do with wardrobe to make this happen? In addition, this also makes your work a lot easier to sell to modeling agencies. For example, if you want to get your step in the door into some modeling agencies, having clean, simple work is one of the easiest ways to get there. Oftentimes, models, especially when they're in development, need clean work that is going to enhance their portfolio and will really highlight their features so that they can be more marketable. Now, point number 3, post-processing and editing. To be honest, this is a tough one for me because this is an area that I'm still growing in. And a very challenging one. I feel very tempted oftentimes to go overboard in an image when I'm retouching or editing. But what do I do to try to keep it as simple as possible? Some things that I've implemented now is that I remind myself that humans have flaws and that it's not necessary to make them look super smooth, but rather keep some imperfections as they provide character. Now, what I try to do and what I've been doing, especially in this past 8 to 12 months when it comes to my photography, is that I'm limiting the type of techniques that I'm using when retouching. In the past, I felt like I had to throw everything I had learned into one image. And that could have been very heavy-handed when it came to frequency separation. Use every single adjustment layer that was available to me. Go crazy with dodging and burning and contouring somebody's face. Anything you can think of, I used to put it all in one image. Now I've brought it back to the bare minimums. And for me, that means keeping it as simple as possible, some clone tools here and there, keeping imperfections when it comes to like straight hairs and some blemishes. In addition, I no longer really use frequency separation like I used to in the past. And if you don't know what that is, I'll be making a video about every single one of these things and going more in depth. But I no longer use tools such as frequency separation. I rather use micro dodging and burning, as that truly keeps the skin texture as it should and as it was when you press the shutter button. Once again, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time. And if you found these tips helpful, feel free to subscribe down below and hit that little bell button. Deuces.